Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to use the retopology tool in Maya, or not retopology tool, rather the quad draw tool, which is for retopology. So to start, I'm going to just import a mesh that I made, a sculpt that I made in Blender. Typically it's going to be from ZBrush or Blender or Maya. It doesn't really matter. As you can see, it doesn't actually have any normal surfaces. It's a little weird. So you have these bazillion little things here, and you don't want that. So, at least not that many. So what you want to do is either in the modeling toolkit, you have this button that says Quad Draw. It also is, I believe, in Mesh Tools. Yep, Quad Draw. You could also press, I believe it is Control-Shift-Q. Yep. You don't want to do that yet, though, because we need to make the surface live so that whatever polygon we create sticks onto the model, kind of like a reference, but like if the reference had a magnet. So it's going to be this button up here. It's going to have the little green like brackets around it. You know, hover over, it says make the selected objects live, which is, you know, select mesh, press that. Now it's green. So what we want to do now is press the quad draw tool. Now we can begin now. I'll go over whatever the heck is over here. Basically, you're gonna realize, or rather, you're gonna notice that you can just place down random dots, and you can only do 4 at a time. Press Shift. There you go. You have a polygon. Now, there's a few things we can do from here. Well, first you can move this around with left click. Pressing Shift will relax it. I'll go over what that is in a second. And if you press Control, you can subdivide it just like you would in anything else. And then if you realize, you can select the vertices. So if you wanted to be looking a certain way, you can move this around. You can also move the edges. So if you hover over an edge and press tab, you can extrude, and now you have, don't do that. Now we have another one. You can do the same thing over and over. It's like an infinite little process. The next button would be next trick actually. If you press tab and middle click, you can do a whole set of these, and you can do it in any sort of direction you'd like. Don't do that. Don't press Windows key. Next tool is the relax tool, and you can get to that by pressing Shift, and then you can just left click over any polygon, and it's gonna adhere to the surface that it's on and make every polygon around it a little more uniform. So I guess it's kind of like cleaning up your little meshes that you've created. Another thing you could do is, if I press one right here, press Shift, you can connect each polygon. Granted, this is a corner, so you have to make another vertex here. If you press Shift and left click, that would create another one. Let's see, this would be a better example. So let's just Shift click. Now let's say I want to connect these two. If I press Shift, it's going to highlight this green area, and we can connect them all together. And you can just kind of keep going. There's no real limit. Caveats. Yeah, you can only make four-sided shapes or quads. I don't think you can make 3. No, you can't make 3. Only 4. So, oh yeah, toolbox. So if you have the modeling toolbox over here, which I moved over, we have these options: auto weld, relax, extend. So the extend is basically how you want to select the extension thingy. So if I have loop, I believe, yeah, loop just does it like automatically. It's gonna do whatever surface. It's gonna do one lawn edge basically, and then border would just do everything around it. What else? Just keep it at edge unless you're trying to, unless your objects is like really uniform. I'm not too sure what would you use each different thing for, but this is just different like size parameters. Pretend we're finished with this mesh. You can just press Q, and then we have our very strange but completed little surface here. And then you can tell we can't select this model. Just press this again and make live will be disabled. But now we can do something simpler. So you can do this to any object. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a sculpt or anything. Like let's say you messed up the topology on like one of your models that you made doing planar stuff. You can also redo the topology on that. You're essentially just drawing on top of everything over again. That's the best way I can describe it. So pretend this is something, right? This is going to be a little easier because we're going to complete this entire sphere. So I'm going to select it, make it live. Now it's green. Now it's a live surface. Get your quad draw tool, Control Shift Q, or press it in the quad draw. A button here or up here in Mesh Tools or in the Modeling Toolkit. Make sure everything's good. Relax. Auto lock. Yeah, keep relax on auto lock. Don't use all vertices. The other two, it's case specific, but I'm not entirely sure when you would need it. But the relax tool like conforms to the reference mesh below it, so yeah, you can just play around with that with more complicated models. I don't think we would need to do that here. So we're gonna use the already existing things on here just for making it a lot easier for ourselves, but typically it would be like a jumbled mess like we already saw. So yeah, let's begin here. So we're gonna just do each corner first. Start with 1. Shift. Now we have a polygon. Then we could tab and extrude. You could select the surface here, and then looks about right. And we're just gonna keep going around the surface, around the circumference rather, I'm sorry, around the circumference of the model. Oh, something I forgot to show that I just wanted to show here. This changes everything. This disables the wire mesh. Just if you hover over, this is wireframe unshaded. I believe it's on the keyboard as well, but we got another one here, smooth shade, just in case you needed to see that. And then we're at this very last segment, so we could just press shift and left click. And now we have one little line here. Now from here, we can do a couple things, I believe. I just want to check if I can just... I wonder if this would work. If this works, they'll be absolutely goated, but yeah, that works too. So I'm going to turn on border for this extension. And left click, drag, press tab, you know, all that good stuff. And it's going to adhere to the surface here. So we're going to do that again. Everything looks good. Do it again. Good. Again. I'm going to leave a Google Doc probably or something to make it a lot easier. So up here, I'm going to press shift. Let's see. There's another one. Just keep going. How we're gonna do up here. So reach the surface. I believe I could just do that. seems a lot easier to do. Don't do this at home. Ew. It's disgusting. Doesn't need to be perfect. That's bad topology, I think. Not too sure, but we got almost half the sphere. If you were to do it without the border thing on and you just have it on edge, you'd have to do middle click and tab, but it's not gonna be as straight. It's gonna be a little wonky. Oops. See, it's gonna follow the way your mouse is going, I believe. So keep that on border because that makes it a lot easier. And let's keep going. Basically retopologize the sphere here. Now we can just press Q, object mode. Now we have two. Almost identical, but not fully, because, you know, top is more complicated.